Good morning, children. This is Komal Jain, your maths teacher, and we are with a new topic today, that is data handling. So you might be have already exposed to this concept as you have studied last year, that is data representation. Here, as we are living in the information age, we handle many facts and figures. Collecting and sorting and representing the data in visual form is called as pictorial representation. So when we represent the data in terms of pictures, such representation is called as pictorial representation. So here you need to understand one thing, children, is first of all, any data where you're using the presentation of data in terms of sort of tabular column, then you already know how to use telemarks as well. And last year you have already studied. I'll be sharing some important information about telemarks as well in this video. So here the data can be represented in terms of pictorial form using pictograph, also called as pictograms, horizontal bar graph, vertical bar graphs, line graphs, and pie chart, that is also called as circle graph. But in this present topic, in data handling, we are going to study about pictograph and bar graphs, that is horizontal as well as vertical bar graph. So let us just see some examples here. If you can just see, children, here we begin with the collecting, sorting the information, and thereafter we represent the same using a pictograph, a vertical bar graph or a horizontal bar graph. So I'll take one example here. Miss Zarina, the teacher of class 5th, asked her students about the mode of transport they used to come to school. She represented the data using the telemarks. So here I would also like to ask you people how you used to come to school. So you may also just imagine here what data she has got from her classes. Mode of travel, she has it has been classified into four, that is cycle, school bus, car, and three wheeler. So here the same thing, keep a note of it, dear children. We use telemark to show the result of survey. Okay, each line shows one result. After four lines, the fifth line is placed obliquely across the four lines. So you need to understand the fifth line is nothing but the obliquely it is crossed, crossing all four lines. These telemarks then added to the final total number. It is then expressed using the bar graph. So here Zarina got an important responses from the students about the mode of transport from her class students, and she has prepared a timetable. If you just see tabular column here, so now it she has options, three options to represent about data in terms of, if you can just see, pictograph, vertical bar graph, and horizontal bar graph. If you just see whatever telemarks up in the tabular column, it is represented in terms of number. If you can just see number of students, the first bicycle, 6 students travel by cycle, 12 students travel by school bus, 4 students come by car, and 8 students come by three wheeler. So after representing the number, you can just use a first option is pictograph. How to use a pictograph? There is a certain steps which I am going to discuss in this video. First of all, a title. A title is very much important when you are representing a pictograph. So a title tells us about what is being represented. The label that tells us about the data. Now labels is nothing but the cycles, school bus, these becomes labels, and which is about which the data is being collected. And the third is scale. Scale is very much important where you shows the number of child, or you can say the pictograph or a symbol represented in the number of the quantity of the particular you can just say thing, or you can say person, depending. Here it is students, so here the scale, if you can just see as a girl child, or you can say a child which is represented as two children. Okay, so let us just see more about this. First of all, important points, children. When you're representing a data handling using a pictograph, you should keep in mind that you're going to write a title, that is I've already written. If you just see, title is mode of transport of class 5th student. The label this that tells us about the data, that is cycle, school bus, on what basis you have collected your data. This becomes your labels. And the third is the scale on which you are going to represent the data in terms of pictograph. If you can just see here, 6 is represented by 3 symbols, as each symbol is represented by 2 children. I hope this is clear to you all children. So here is how, if you just see on the screen, they have represented the data in terms of pictograph by representing the scale. You can just refer the scale as one child represent 2 children. The symbol of one child represent 2 children. So if it is 6 here, I am going to represent by 3 symbol of, that is the child symbol. So represent the data. This is the way of representing the pictograph. If you just see children, second method we are discussing now, that is vertical bar graph. Okay, vertical bar graph. In the same thing, how we have represented in the pictograph, you are going to have a title explaining what is being represented, a horizontal axis with the labels. If you can just see, the title is already given. Okay, the horizontal axis like x-axis and y-axis. Okay, and the vertical axis with the data. So your horizontal axis will be the with the label. So label is nothing but cycle, school, car. This is nothing but horizontal uh, axis, and this becomes your vertical axis, which is your y-axis. This is called as x-axis. So vertical axis is represented with the data, like the number of students traveling by the, or the mode of transport of the class 5 student. If you quickly see here, the first step is to draw the horizontal and vertical axis, that is horizontal and vertical axis. After drawing, we have to just mark the labels here first. Okay. After marking the labels, I'm going to write the number of students, that is my vertical axis, in terms of, if I have to just see whether I can take any multiple to cover all data. So then the marking the scale on the vertical axis, what kind of scale you are going to use. Here I have taken multiple of 2. You can just see your data which represent, you should cover all the quantities which is given in your tabular column in terms of any significant or any relevant scale. Mark the labels on the horizontal axis. Labels is, if you can just see, cycle, school, car and 3. These are the labels which is marked on the horizontal axis. Draw the column of same width according to the data. So here you can have a column, okay, based on your data. So it happens that you'll get an accurate bar graphs. So quite easy children. In the horizontal bar graph also the same thing, only just instead of drawing the vertical bars, you're going to draw the horizontal bars. So here if you can just see, same thing, the title what is represented, the title is given here, a horizontal axis with the data. So here the horizontal axis is with data, here is the reverse of the vertical bar graph, and here it is a label, that is vertical axis with the label. So same thing, only just you're going to reverse your horizontal and vertical axis in terms of y and x axis. So children, there is some questions we are going to discuss today. This is a pictograph given. Study the pictograph and answer the question. Favorite animal of a group of children. Now in a class, I am asking you what is your favorite animal, and suppose there are many students like 30, and almost they are answering about dog, sheep, cat and horse. Similarly here also, if you can just see on the screen, they are the students, and here the scale is given to be noted. What is the scale children? Each child is representing as 100 children, and this is the label is about favorite animal. Okay, now let us just find more about the question what they have asked here. So if you just see here question, they are asking the number of children that like dogs. So if you have to just count the dog column here, but you have to just count first the number of child symbol, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not about 8 children, it is about 8 into 100, because one symbol represents as 100 children. So 8 into 100 will give you what children? 800 children likes the pet as dog. Similarly next is sheep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 into 100, again I have to do 10 into 100, which will give me 1000. So 1000 students like the 1000 students like uh, ship. Okay, depending on the scale. Now cat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again the same thing, 800 students like the cat because 8 into 100 will give you 800. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it is in case of 12, in case of horse, 12 symbols are there. So number of students become 12 into 100, which will give you 1200. So 1200 students like the, so 1200 students like the horse. Similarly, cow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 into 100 will become 600. So 600 students. I'll write once again, 800 students, as it is 8 symbols, so it is 800. Here it is 10, so it is 1000. And similarly, cat, if you can just see, it's 800, as it is 8 symbol here. Here it is 12, so 1200. Okay, and cow, which is 6, so 600. So you're going to mark like this and write neatly in your maths textbook. Let us just quick. Next question, if you just see children, how many less children like sheep than horse? So you have to just see that here the difference is of 200. Ship, the students like ship is 1000 and the 1200 students like the horse. So if you just deduct 200, that is 1200 minus 100, you will get as 1200 minus 1000, which will give you as 200. So what is the answer, children, for the first one? Is 200. How many less children like the cow than the cat? So if you just see cow, we have already got 600 and cat is 800. Okay, so if you write 800 minus 600, which will give you 200. So 200 less, 200 students are less compared to the cat, which like, or like, uh they like cow than cat. Totally how many children like animal? So totally how many children like animals means you need to just total it up. So you can just go for totaling children. If you just check children, as we know, we have to just add all the datas which we have found out the number of students liking that particular animal here. So here it is, sheep is 1000, cat is 800 again, and horse is 1200, and cow is 600. So if you can just sum up with this. So when you sum children, 1200 plus 600, which will give you as 1800. Let me just clear it for you, and once again I'll write here. So here it is 800 plus 1000 plus cat is again 800, and this is 1200 plus 600. So add all the things, that is 1800, 1800 plus 800 is 2600, 26 plus 1000 is 3600, and 3600 plus 800 is 4400. So your final answer for the total how many children like animal is 4400. So I hope this sum is clear to you all. So if you just see the second one, children, here, so following bar graph represent the amount of rainfall in the Amazon rainforest. Study the bar graph. Study the bar graph and answer the question. First of all, if you just see which type of bar graph, if you just see when it is horizontal, horizontally drawn, we call such bar graph as horizontal bar graph. Horizontal bar graph. Okay. So when you just see, the other thing is it's about the month and the rate of rain. You can just say at the uh, what is the amount of rainfall due to the during these months. So let us just find the questionnaire based on this. So if you just see question, children, here it is which type of bar graph, it is horizontal bar graph. As we have seen, it is horizontally bar graph drawn. So you can just write horizontal bar graph. Second thing, what are the amount of rainfall received in each month? So you're going to write amount of each month. So January, what is the amount? If you just see the month here, the January month has amount of 23. Okay, you can just mark it for you, and for the safer side, from between two, if you just see the scale is point one, that is counting number, natural numbers, and it is in terms of multiple of 5. In February, or you can say February month, it is 16. Okay, and if you just see, I'll just show you the question. So children, if you just see here, so in between these two there are 5 scale here, so it is 1 2 3 4 5. Similarly here 20 to 25 also it is 1 2 3 4 5. So if you can just see, it is 23 lies between 23, so in January month it is 23. Okay, similarly, okay, if you just check in the February month, again it is a one digit, so 15 16. So in February month it is 16, and in March if you just see, it is correct exactly 30, and in April it is exactly 35. So this is the data is clear to you all. Next, if you just see how many more centimeters of the rainfall did April have than March. So if you just see, it is 5 centimeter difference. What is the total rainfall in 4 months? You have to add all the data which you have found out, that is 23 plus 16 plus 30 plus 35. Okay, so when you add, it is 65, and somewhere you will get as 104. Okay, just count the number of months and their respective rainfalls. So here you can just check, here it is 23, 65, 65 plus 16 is 81, and 81 plus 23, which will give you 104. Okay, so 104 centimeter is your total answer. I hope this is clear to you all. Quickly we'll go with the third one here. If you just see this kind of bar graph, it is if you can just look at, children, you can easily make a note of it. It is vertical, as it is standing straight, or you can say vertically placed. So which type of bar graph? If you just see, you have to just write it as vertical bar graph. And how many mosquito did Freddy Frog catch each day? So you have to write Sunday. If you just see here, mark clearly, mark it is 40. Monday it is 20. So you have to just see the scale and write accordingly. If you just see here, and Tuesday it is 30, Wednesday it is 50, and Thursday is 40, again 60, and this is 30. So clear to understand and write accordingly as per the day. How many, if you just see this one, children, uh, they're asking how many more mosquitoes did Freddy Frog catch on Friday than on Monday. So Friday is here and Monday is here. So how many more, if you just see, is the difference. So 60 minus 20. Okay. So 60 minus 20 will give you as 40. So there is a 40 difference of 40 mosquitoes based on the Friday and Monday. How many mosquito did Freddy Frog catch in all? So you have to add all the days here. We can say the number of mosquitoes of these, as we have done it already in previous sum. So 40, I'll just tell you, 40 plus 20, 60, and 60 plus 30 uh, is 90, and 90 plus 50 is 140, and 140 plus 40 is 180, and 180 plus 60 is 240, and 240 plus 30 is 270. So total mosquito, you can take it as, for me, is 270. You can also check your answer by adding all the data. I hope this sum is also clear to you all. So quickly we'll just see the last one, children, here. So Mr. Jennifer collected the data from the students class 5 on their favorite animals. She represented the same using the telemark. So here you need to understand, children, here is, so number of students like animal, that is dog, horse, this is cow, and sheep. So if you can just see here, So telemarks, you need to complete the table. You have to just count it. If you just see, we know that 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth one is oblique. So this is what we represent the telemark. Okay. Similarly, this is 5, 10, and 10 plus 4 is 14. So I'm going to write first one as 14. Similarly, this is already 5 if you just say. So I'm going to write here 5 as it is. 5 plus 1 will give me 6, and this is 4. So this is how you're going to represent the data in terms of number of students by converting the telemarks into the number. These telemarks are nothing but the number of students liking the animal, that is particular animal. Here if you just see, it is a dog. So I hope this is clear to you all, and if you have any doubt you can contact me in person. Thank you for watching my video.